Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to the BNS channel in my mobile office today. So I have some big news, all kinds of news. This video is going to be packed with all kinds of goodness. And it's not all Scentsy related. You know, it's funny because Scentsy provides a lot of goodness in my life through the things that it offers, like the other video that I did, the join in June and the bring back my bars. I mean, there's all kinds of goodness happening in the Scentsy world, but because of Scentsy, there's a lot of goodness happening in Edie's world, right? Okay, so first and foremost, I am heading to Presque Isle, Caribou, wherever. It's about an hour and a half from here, almost 2 hours, depending on what I do on the way there. And I'm stopping at the chiropractor. So if you didn't watch that video, go back a couple days. I think I uploaded it a couple days ago. Go back to the video where I went into the chiropractor and did a little spiel. I stepped outside of my comfort zone a bit, and we talked about it. And yeah, it was kind of, it was pretty wild. And because I couldn't videotape, my cell phone wasn't supposed to be on in the office, I had to lay it down on the desk while I was talking to them. So it's pretty interesting, and I'm anxious to hear your comments because, you know, I get nervous too, and I was so nervous because I wanted to present them with an opportunity to do a party without saying to do a party. But ironically, they knew the lingo, kind of. They have a Scentsy warmer in one of their old offices, or other offices. And so they were familiar with Scentsy in the first place. And then come to find out the doctor wants to get some warmers anyway because he's getting a new home and he wants to get warmers in their office there. It was awesome. So go watch it. Anyway, so I'm heading back because I'm bringing them a pouch party. Now, this is not something typical for me. This is not, and honestly, guys, this is not a Scentsy video, but it's kind of Scentsy. Because my life is Scentsy. I don't balance Scentsy in my life. I incorporate it into everything I do. Okay, so a pouch party basically is just a few scents. There's probably about 25, maybe more, about 25 scents in there. Fragrances and some order forms, and then I'm giving them a hand soap to put in their bathroom at the office. So, and I'm hoping that I'll find some information now. It's been a couple weeks since I've been, and maybe I'll find some information as to what they decided to do. So I'm heading there, doing that, and then before I do that, I'm stopping at our jewelry store in the neighboring town before I get to the big town, because I have some jewelry that I need to pick up. I had my engagement ring, you'll notice I'm not wearing it. I had my engagement ring changed from white gold to yellow gold. Because it needed to match the set. Are we getting this now? Have we figured this out yet? Ben and I are actually going to make it official. And when we go to Nevada, we are going to be getting married. Yay! After 8 years of being together. After 8 years of being together, we're finally getting married. We were engaged, he engaged me in Punta Cana. So that was like 3 years ago. Excuse me while I close a notification on my screen. Okay. So he popped the question 3 years ago in Punta Cana, and so it's been 3 years that we've been, okay. Close. Thank you. It's been 3 years since we've been engaged, and we weren't really sure when it was going to happen. And so, yeah, we talked about it, and I think we're doing it. No, we're not thinking about it. We are doing it. Kind of oddly enough, we're not, and one of the things I told him, I said, if we're getting married in Vegas, I ain't getting married by Elvis. It's not what I want. So, so we were looking around online to see what the options were, and there are quite a few options, mind you, because Vegas is like wedding capital of the world. And there were a couple different options that we saw that intrigued us, and one of them was a gazebo in the park right in Vegas. And the way that we really thought about this is we actually thought about getting married right at home and having just our kids there. And then when we started talking about it, we're like, well, then we have to invite my in-laws because they live across the street, and my mother's in town, and my sister's down, you know, a couple cities over, and, you know, then it just starts to get to everybody has to come. And you know what? We have both been there, done that before, and we're not getting married because of the kids. We're not getting married because we want to have kids. We're not getting married because we need to combine incomes. We're not doing any of that for any reason other than for the two of us. So we are just making it official. And, you know, we don't feel like we have to have a quote unquote traditional wedding. We don't want a traditional wedding. And so that's why we're going to Vegas. Doing it in Vegas. And actually, it's not why we're going to Vegas. I earned an incentive trip to go to Vegas for free. So thank you, Scentsy, for paying for my wedding. So yeah, that's the deal. So the gazebo was an option, but then we don't have any really people to, I mean, we're going to a Scentsy event. It's the Scentsy reunion. So I told that to Ben. I'm like, you know, we are going into Scentsy world. Whoever attends our wedding has to be part of Scentsy, and we made some really great friends with Scentsy, so that's not necessarily an issue. But once you start inviting one, you got to invite all, and that was tough. So the option we chose, because it's go big or go home, is we are getting married in a helicopter over the Vegas night lights. Yeah. Helicopter. I'll tell you, a helicopter has been on my bucket list for a long time. So we're going to kill two birds with one stone, so to say. Ben has been in a helicopter before, but when he heard that that was an option, that we could do that, he was like, let's do that because you've never been. And I was like, yay! So, July 19th is when we're doing it, is when we're getting hitched. And we have a couple friends that are going to be flying in the helicopter with us. Very excited about that because we do need witnesses. We do need to make sure that this is being done right. And yeah, so I'm very, very excited. So now that the cat's been let out of the bag, I'm heading to Periscope also to manifest my dress. I am not doing white. I'm not doing off-white. I would not mind something lacy. I would not mind something very pretty and maybe potentially elegant. I don't necessarily want a long dress because I actually have a maxi dress that I thought would be pretty, but it's long and I think it's going to be really hard to get in and out of the helicopter without like ripping it off me. It's not good. So that's where I'm going today. I actually picked up a couple dresses while I was down with my daughter and my grandson, my kids, all of my children. For his first year birthday last weekend, I did pick up a couple dresses. I'm not thrilled about them. I think they're okay. And they may do, but I don't want to settle. It is my wedding day, right? So yeah, so I'm going to do that. What else am I doing? I need groceries. We need to go get some groceries. The other thing that I don't know if you guys know this, but I do have tattoos. I've got 3 for that matter. And one of them I got when I was 18. when I met my first husband, my kid's dad, and it had his name on it. So for a wedding gift, I went and had my tattoo redone last weekend when I was downstate for my with my kids for Noah's graduation. Potty mouth, Noah's first birthday. Oh God. So I had my tattoo redone to remove the name, and it came out really good. So yeah, we're not showing it on camera, but I might post it on Facebook because I can kind of edit where it's at and show just the tattoo. Yeah, because I was 18. Remember that. I have one here, one on my shoulder, and one on my lower back. Cliche. But the one here is the one that I had redone, and they did a really good job. That's a whole other story that I need to talk about. So I'm getting my tattoo done. How many? Okay, I've been 11 minutes. I'm getting my tattoo done. I'm laying on the bench, okay, like a chiropractor bench. And the guy starts to draw out what he feels would cover up the name and what would blend with what's already there. Because I didn't want to redo the whole tattoo. I just wanted to get rid of the name. And so he draws out what he thinks will cover it. And so he takes the ink gun and he says, okay, you ready? And I'm like, yeah. And so he goes and he hits the spot very shortly and lifts up his hand, turns around to his desk and does a little bit more ink or something. I'm not paying really attention to what he's actually doing because I'm focusing on the lack of pain that there's going to be. So he does it again and he says, okay, I'm ready this time. So he goes and he starts and he pulls his hand off again. And he looks at the guy that's sitting on the chair across the room and he says, will you come and do this tattoo? What? He says, he goes, my sugar is so low, I'm shaking and I can't stop. I'm like, oh my God. So kudos to Spencer. Spencer was his name. Kudos to Spencer because he stepped up to the plate. He redrew the whole thing to his own. Because I told him, I said, use your creativity, make it look good. You know it's already there and just, go with it. So that's what I told Spencer and he did an amazing job. Very proud of him. It didn't take very long at all. And they outlined my old tattoo and recolored it and then did the new part where the name was. So, long story short, it's done. You might have to find me on Facebook to see it. Oh, one more thing. Oh my God, there's just so much stuff on this video. Are you sure you better be hanging out here till the end. Okay, so one of the things that I have been introduced to is something called Periscope. Periscope is an app for your iPhone or your Android. It is a live stream video feed. It can be a little scary depending on where you're live feeding or who you're watching, right? Because it is live. But it can also be used for some very great things. Oh, an ambulance, guys. Hold on, okay? Yikes. Okay, we're going to say a little prayer. Make sure everybody's all set and that they're safe. I don't like ambulances. Can you tell? Okay. So it's called Periscope. It's a live feed, and I plan on using it for reunion. So when I go to convention, I'm going to be live feeding. You know how I've tried to do it before in the past, and it didn't really work real well because of the program that we were using, and it was a computer program, and it wasn't necessarily an app, and blah, blah, blah. This program, this app, is sweet. I'm learning how to use it now so that I can be much more adverse, not expert, but more knowledgeable when I go to use it in a reunion. But that means that you guys need to upload or download the app Periscope and create yourself a little user. Now, even if you don't create videos, you can watch. Okay, so let me back up the bus. It's part of Twitter. or it connects with Twitter, okay? I don't know that it's part of Twitter, but it connects with Twitter. So basically, any of the users or followers that you're following on Twitter, you can follow on Periscope. And so what happens is every time a new live feed comes up, it makes this whistle sound, okay? So you know that somebody's gone live, and you can go and watch, and you can interact with them, and you can give them all kinds of little hearts by pressing on the screen, which is very similar to likes from comments, but you give them hearts, you just keep popping on the screen. And the more hearts you get, the higher rating you get for being seen. Very much like Facebook, right? Very much like YouTube, very much like anything like YouTube. The difference between YouTube and Periscope is YouTube is not live, right? Because you're seeing this recorded, and I'm going to upload it later. Now, if I do Google Hangouts, which like for the show The Glow, that's live. So that's a little bit different, very, very similar. However, Periscope is more to be in the life of, in the business of, in the moment of. So my username is EdieAnne because that is my Twitter handle. And so Periscope is the same. And I would love for you guys to come follow me on Periscope. I will be live feeding the reunion for sure. I'm trying to figure out different types of things that I can live feed. I don't know if you guys are interested in any of my own, you know, maybe my office life or my business life. Let me know. So yeah, Periscope, go get it. All right, I think that's it. I think I've got everything. So that's a lot. Okay, have an amazing day, everyone. It's 16 minutes in, not too shabby. Go make it an amazing day for somebody else, because I know I am going to have an amazing day. I don't like dress shopping, but we're going to try and make it amazing. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.